Thank you, Barbara. That was a wonderful way to start our morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Perfect. We got to feel a little warmer in here than it feels outside. Good morning. I am the Reverend Casey Marie Pandell. It is my delight and honor to be the minister here at Summit and to be your service associate today. I would like to welcome everyone in the room, and for those of you joining us on Zoom or on YouTube if you're watching this later this week. We welcome everyone to our Sunday morning gathering here at Summit Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. We are so glad that you have all chosen to join us today, whether from here or from home. Whether this is your first visit or your 5,000th visit, you are whole, you are holy, you are loved, and you are so welcome here. Summit is a liberal religious community bound together by shared principles drawn from world religions, humanist teachings, nature, science, philosophy, and of course, personal practices. We aspire to be a religion of love and inclusion. The mission of Summit is to commit ourselves to building a more compassionate, just, and sustainable world. If you're new to Unitarian Universalism or to Summit and would like to know more about us, we invite you to visit our website at summituuf.org. And I would like to invite Shannon up. Sorry, I should have warned you. I saw your hands were busy.
Good morning. My name is Shannon Allen, and I am one of the auction chairs. If you're new to our community, the auction is a fundraiser to help support social justice so that they can do their work. It's also a party, and it's a collaborative effort. It's time to start the music. It's time to dress up right. It's time to get started on Auction 2025. I'm looking for a few good monsters to help out with business donation collections. There's an online portion, there's sending out a form letter, and there's also in person. So please reach out to me or Debbie if you are interested in helping. I'd love a little help. The date is set for November 8th. Thanks so much.
And Margot, you're up next, and then Ron, you'll be after Margot.
I'm just going to shout.
No, they can't hear you. No, because folks at home can't hear you.
I got you. Good morning. I'm Margo Mariana. Wait, can we turn on the mic? Wait. Hold on 1 second. Is it on? The green mic. Am I on? Oh, yes, okay. Tomorrow, the first Monday of the month, is the poetry group meeting. Come play with words and discover the poet within. Everybody's a poet, they just don't know it. So just come and discover that, explore imagination. And if you have a little piece of your own that you're working on or want some feedback, bring it. But we do spend time also getting in touch, helping you get in touch with your imagination and make it grow big. Okay, thank you. Library, 10 to noon.
My name is Ron Getz. My pronouns are he and him. And are we doing what we're wearing? Sure. I'm wearing clothes. This is about as fancy as I get anymore. I can't remember the last time I wore a tie. I'm here to announce the Gizmo's Kitchen. We have a collection box in the lobby here, and it's for the homeless students at Grossmont College. Okay, it does happen, and I'm fortunate. I've never been homeless, although I am living with my daughter right now. Anyhow, if you have any canned goods, toiletries, non-perishable stuff that you can put in the box, there are people who need it.
Thank you so much, Ron, and thanks for modeling something I clearly forgot to do this morning, which is share my pronouns, which are she, her, and describe what I'm wearing. A black cover, a purple and blue floral dress, and I've got purple hair and a lovely black and moon print stole that I commissioned Eleanor for. A couple more announcements I want to make sure we touch base on. We have Santee Pride coming on May 31st, starting at 10 a.m. Setup is before that at 9. Mark has said he will bring the awning and some tables for us. I will be there in support. I plan on probably walking, but if we need some support on the ground, I told the folks at the Methodist Church I'd stay there. However, we need some people power to help run our summit table. So if that is something you're interested in, please contact myself or the social justice team, and let's talk about it, because we could use some folks, some friendly faces to let people know that we are here to support our LGBTQ family in Santee. We also have a special potluck coming up Friday, June 6th. I'm going to say that again, Friday, June 6th at 6:30 p.m. at the Methodist Church. Our community, the Methodist Church in Santee, and the Lutheran Church in Santee are all getting together for an interfaith potluck. This is our effort to make sure that we're building connections outside just these walls with some of the other communities that are doing the good work that we want to see happening out in the world. So both of these communities are doing Pride with us. This is just an opportunity for us to get together with them and break bread and build some community and make some new friends. So I do hope to see a bunch of you there. We hosted last time with just the Methodist Church, and we had like 60 people show up, and we had a blast. So I'm looking forward to all of us doing that again next month. So Friday, June 6th at 6:30. We stand upon land that carries the footsteps of many generations of Kumeyaay people, which stretches from the shores of the Pacific Ocean, south to Ensenada, east to the sand dunes of the Colorado River in Imperial Valley, and north to Warner Spring Valley. We acknowledge that our fellowship resides on unceded Kumeyaay land and honor the spirit and continuing presence of the Kumeyaay Nation. And I'd like to invite one of Mary's kids, Anya Vale Martinez, up for our chalice lighting. I asked Anya today to show this is our intergenerational service, and Anya has participated in many an intergenerational service in their lifetime. We light this chalice today to illuminate our way toward love. Inside the womb of this waiting time, we are bathed in sounds, floating in love, growing out of our comfort zone. We experience love, sorrow, pain, and joy. There is a numinous quickening as we await a new world, yet unborn. Welcome to worship. And I would like to invite our Director of Music, Duncan. I almost said music education, sorry. Yes, and.
Good morning, everybody. Please, Barbara has a couple words.
I do have a couple words just because we have all these new members today, which is really very cool. Some of you may not know that the person who wrote this hymn is Mary Carter Vale's mother, Grace Lewis McLaren, just an absolute giant in UU composition and also this unbelievable organist. So this is Touch the Earth, Reach this for the Sky.
Please rise and stand as you're willing and able. It's hymn 301 in the gray hymnal. Touch the earth, reach the sky, walk on shores while spirits fly, over the ocean, over the land, and faith quest to understand. Touch the earth, reach the sky, children ask the reasons why, in our lives eyes the answer show, and by your love they learn and grow. Touch the earth, reach the sky, all are born and all shall die. Life's a time left in between, for a star to build a dream. Touch the earth, reach the sky, hug the laughter, feel the cry. May we see where we can give, for this was what it means to live. Touch the earth, reach the sky, soar with courage ever high. Spirits joining as we fly, touch the earth to reach the sky.
You'll all notice the next section is missing from your order of service. Mary and I read it through out loud 4 times together and still didn't realize this wasn't in your order of service. Sorry. That's what happens when you have 2 people with ADHD working together. Oh, jeez. So now is a very special part of our service. Today is not only our intergenerational service, but as you heard, our new member service. About 2 months ago, Debbie and I did our membership roll, and we were at about 100 people. We have added 14 new members to our community since then. That is a huge deal. So now is our new members ritual, and I would like to invite Jim Weed to the pulpit.
Good morning, I'm Jim Weed. I'm in my late 60s, white hair, which I've had forever and ever. Anyway, welcome. Being May the 4th, I am in the spirit of May the 4th. If you notice my keychain, it's a Darth Vader. It's a representation of the fact that I have a pacemaker and 2 artificial knees. My kids alternate between me being Darth Vader or one of the Borg, actually, from Star Trek. Anyway, I'm not quite sure what the heck I'm supposed to be saying right now, other than if there are any new members here in the sanctuary right now, please come up. I believe we're going to need a bigger stage, but that's okay. No, that's fine. I'll fake it. Like I say, I was going to make some wisecrack about the bigger boat from Jaws, but I'll just come forward.
I just wanted folks to get a chance to see your face since you're
No,
the
that's
head of the
fine.
committee.
And even though I'm head of the committee, it can't happen with all the different committee members, and I really appreciate and thank them.
Yes. The short answer to that, Mary, is yes. So this is not quite every single one of our new members, but it's pretty darn close. And I know that some of you may not have seen these faces before, so everyone wave a big hello to our new community members. For those of you at home, I'm going to apologize. I forgot to send the litany to our tech team so they could actually make slides. It's been one of those weeks, apparently. But if you are in person with us at Summit, you should have a little purple insert in your order of service. This is how we are going to follow along to do our litany together. Those of you who are new members, do you have your litanies with you, or are they all at your chairs? We'll make it work. We'll share some copies. You don't have anything to say for a few moments, so. So with our congregation together, let's go ahead and get started with the words that you see on your litany form. We, the members of Summit Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, welcome you into this spiritual home where we choose to covenant together in this community, where we commit ourselves to building a compassionate, just, and sustainable world. Wherever we are on our journey, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, independence, and generosity. We look forward to embracing your journeys and ask that you embrace ours. We thrive on being in community together and hope that you will find comfort, support, and love in this place. And for our kiddos, welcome you into this home. We look forward to learning from you and growing along with you. And we hope you want to learn and grow with us. Each of us, of all ages, are important members of this community. We hope to spend many years getting to know each other and hope you feel the same. And our new members. So new members, you all get to read the congregation section with us because you're all part of it now. This fellowship welcomes you joyfully into this spiritual home where we freely choose to live into this living tradition in loving kindness together. Our fellowship is now yours. May it always be a source of strength, love, and community. We welcome you with great happiness. And for our new members, we have some gifts for you.
Yes, so in a few moments, some of the RE children are going to be distributing some gift bags with a few odds and ends, including a chalice. And then the roses are for you to choose. And just like the UU Faith, there's a few thorns on there, and it'll remind you that there may be a few thorns in your spiritual quest, but you have a community here to help get through that. And one last thing as we finish up, there will be a special cake in the salon after the service to help welcome our new members.
You were all dismissed. And if you have any friends that you think would love to be part of this growing and exciting community, please invite them so we get the chance to maybe get to do this with them in the fall. There's normally an opportunity for me to check that. Our joys and concerns portion of our service is the opportunity for us to hold the big things in our lives together as a community. Whether spoken or unspoken, you do have the opportunity throughout the week to email myself or our worship chair, Stacy Sasaki, or text us with your joys and concerns. Everyone is welcome to light a candle, whether we share your joy or concern spoken aloud. I've got a few for you today. Iris Neal shares that her husband, Tony Neal, took a fall at work about 2 weeks ago. He was taken to the ER and then admitted to Sharp Grossmont, where he was being observed and then was treated for an UTI and E. coli infection, among other health issues. But a week ago Thursday, he was discharged to Grossmont Post-Acute Skilled Nursing Facility, where he's receiving PT and OT. There's a chance he'll be discharged this week, but may need some more health care, and visitors are welcome. So if you would like to visit him, reach out to Iris and she can get you set up. Nancy Merrill, who you may not have seen for a while, has a little bit of a long story to share with you all, and I am your messenger. I had the opportunity to go visit Nancy this week. She had a fall some time ago and fractured one of her vertebrae. She's having a tough time walking. She had been at the hospital. She has been discharged to a rehabilitation center and says, in the nicest, most loving and enthusiastic way possible, please do not come visit. Here's why. She's in a facility that is very intensive, and she's very, very excited about all the work she gets to do there. Any visit takes away time from the work that she could be doing at that facility. So she has gently requested no visitors for now, but promises, absolutely promises, made me swear to tell you she promised, that she will come to visit Summit in person when she is able. She misses you all, she loves you all, she understands you want to come visit, please do not. But your loving prayers and all of your good thoughts are very welcome. That does include no phone calls, no text messages as well. But if you have anything you would like said, you can let me know and I'll pass it on to her. And finally, a joy from one of our new members, Jessica. After 3 years of trying to start a family, 4 failed fertility treatments, several candles lit in the sanctuary, and a round of IVF, Jessica and her husband Nathan are thrilled, excited, absolutely overjoyed to announce that in November, they're expecting twins. So Jessica, we look forward to helping be the community that gets to raise those babies with you. Yeah, I bet. For those of you at home, she said, I will need all the help I can get with twins. So congratulations, Jessica and Nathan. We know that not all joys and concerns this day are shared aloud, whether spoken or unspoken. We hold you in our hearts. And now, Mary's in charge today. Mary Carter-Vale, our Director of Religious Exploration.
Good morning. I'm your Director of Religious Exploration, and today I'm wearing the galaxy far, far away. So, welcome to May the 4th. I don't get to use my Yoda lightsaber very often, but I do enjoy it. So, May the 4th, as you may or may not know, is Star Wars Day. I see some of you came with little costumes and pins and all kinds of things, so I know the real space geeks out here. And so we wanted to have our own kind of space adventure today. Our new theme for this month is imagination, which is really fun to play with. And so Casey and I were talking about what we want to do, and so I made imagination stations, which later in the service you're going to get to go to and try them out and see what they are. When I saw Star Wars, I was in 8th grade. This is how old I am. And I went that very first weekend with my dad because he was like, oh, special effects are really good. And my sister and I rolled our eyes and went anyways. And I remember next day in my science class, my middle school science class, just like telling my friends how amazing it was. Those of you that saw it in the early days know that it just blew your mind because even though now it looks really old, it was cutting edge at the time. But the one thing that I was really fascinated with was the idea of the Force. Now, that's the way that they do it. There's a light side and a dark side, and then, that's kind of a problem when you think about it. And human, we all have yin and yang, right? We all have the different sides in us. But I thought, as my eighth grade self, thought that the Force was like all the things that I just noticed, like amongst like how the trees grew and the plants grew and I grew and everybody was connected. And now I look at the Force as love, which is love is at the center of what we do here. We all work to connect with each other and to build community, a community of love and care. And so one of the things that's one of the things that kept me really going as a UU youth. I really resonated with that. And today, or actually last night, I was teaching Love at the Center. So Love at the Center is a group that's meeting, small group of Summitarians that Eleanor and I meet with, and we're exploring what the values of Unitarian Universalism are together. And our group has invited anybody else who wants to join us, so if you're interested, come talk to me or Eleanor. But in that, one of the things that we're asking folks to do is to find a spiritual practice. How many here have an identified spiritual practice? Okay, so some of you do. What is a spiritual practice? What is it? Well, for me, when I was a child, my spiritual practice was sitting under a pine tree picking strawberries from the wild strawberries. That was a spiritual practice for me. Now it's going out in my garden as a spiritual practice. So it's not always what you think it is. It's what makes meaning in your life. So today we're going to explore some imagination stations after a song and a prayer. And we have a little bit of time for this. I'm going to guess it's going to take between 5 and 10 minutes per station. The station will probably take the longest is the one out back. So expect to get to 2, possibly 3, but there's a lot to choose from. So one of them is Imagine Community Mural. And as you can see, the kids have already started working on that. So just imagine community. Like, what could this be? Like, what could Summit be? What could this community of people be? What can we be when we really center love and care for each other, and even beyond this community? So feel free to draw on that. Then we have Imagination Station Conversations, which Casey's going to lead some conversations.
Every UU needs a conversation.
Because every UU needs a conversation, exactly. And then in the back, I've got a nature connection one where you can make a little bundle of things from our garden. This is bark from our melaleuca, rosemary, and these little blue flowers, just to take a little nature bundle home. It was May Day this week, so this is your May Day bouquet, for those of you who remember that tradition. And then there's a station with cards. Oh, we forgot the library cards.
Oh, I'll go get them. They're in my car. Sorry.
There's a station over there with cards, and you can make a card for Point of Pride. These are cards that get sent to trans people. And the other one is a card to send to the library. Say it on the mic.
They are to help save our libraries. They are postcards that are going to get sent to the mayor of San Diego. There is a huge budget shortfall this year, and one of the ways they're trying to remedy that is by closing our libraries county-wide Sundays and Mondays. So this is an opportunity for you to tell the mayor just how important our libraries are. So I'm going to go get those.
Yes. And then the last one is out in the greeting room, is making a meditation bracelet. This is, you can wear it as a bracelet, or you can just hold it and meditate. And I have directions out there. I have some beautiful beads that Pam gifted us with, and some other ones that I've got in my RE collection. So there's lots of things to choose to do, and you got to let your imagination try something new. So I'm going to wait till Casey gets back. So the idea is to just get out there and try something that you maybe haven't tried before. Guess what? I'm taking you all to RE today. Because this is what we do in RE. We do things like this. And if you enjoy this, you might consider coming and playing with us in RE as well, because we're growing, as you can see. Here comes Casey. There's the library cards. So fill those out, save our libraries. So we've got a couple more things to do. We're going to sing a song. Duncan's going to lead us in, Wake Now My Senses. And then after the prayer, we can all go scatter. Okay? Slowly. If anybody needs help, want me to bring things to them, please let me know. We'll help with mobility issues. We're happy to help bring folks what they need.
Alrighty, please rise and stand as you're willing and able, and we're going to sing hymn 298, Wake Now My Senses. Wake now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in awe. Keep with the web of creation your vow. Giving, receiving as love shows us how. Wake now my reason, reach out to the new. Join with each pilgrim who quests for the true. Honor the beauty, the wisdom of time. Suffer is the sublime. Wake now, compassion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide sky. Take as your neighbor both stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to end. Make now my conscience with justice thy guide. Join with all people whose rights are denied. Take not for granted a privileged place. God's love embraces the whole human race. My vision of ministry clear, brighten my pathway with radiance here. Mingle my calling with all who will share. Work toward a planet transformed by our care.
Okay. Yes, I'll do that.
Please join me for a time of silent prayer, meditation, or reflection as I read words from Mary Eddy's entitled, "There is Room for You Here." If God is your strength and companion, and prayer the means of centering your thoughts, there is room for you here. If the teachings of the Buddha give you clarity and calm in the midst of human striving, there is room for you here. If Gaia's seasonal rhythms lead you best through the myriad steps of life's great dance, there is room for you here. Rest now beside that spring wherever it is for you, and let your attention go to the small places inside or out in the great wide world. Places or people in need of healing, or for which your heart is filled with thanksgiving. And in that spirit, let us be silent together for a time. Amen.
All right. My mic still on? There it is. Good. Okay, so I realized I forgot to tell the folks online what they're going to be doing. So folks online, if it's possible, Sergey, is it possible for them to do breakout rooms? I don't know if you can hear me. Is it possible for them, for folks online, to do breakout rooms? I don't know how many folks we have online. We wanted to give them an opportunity to talk about what their spiritual practices are together. And if you don't have one, be open to trying one. So now is time to go play. So you pick the station with making the meditation beads is outside, and there's little bowls there, so you can gather up the materials and go sit down and work on it. All of the crafty type things have that ability. You can gather things and go sit down with them. The card making for the library and for Point of Pride are both on that back table, with the red tablecloth. And there's clipboards if you want to bring it and work on it in your chair. And then the nature connection, the bundle of herbs, your little Mayday bouquet is right over here. And then Casey's going to lead imagination conversations. So it might get a little buzzy in here. But try to be in a sense of meditative as you're doing it, but we understand there's going to be a little bit of chatter, so go play. Go have fun. And don't forget the mural, too. We might need more chairs. Do we need more chairs? I'll get you another chair. I'm gonna get, oh, there's one for you. Okay, can you mute my mic now? It's still hot. Just down, because I'm gonna go,
Check. I can't be,
my folks at home.
We'll have a moment of awe. You see the Grand Canyon, you look up and you stop and recognize and go, oh, that's nice. But to actually stop and breathe in that awe and retain that awe for a length of time. We actually do look up and there's all of the stars, or there's the ocean or the grains of whatever it is, but you actually recognize it and hold on to that awe and breathe it. That's, to me, that's a spirituality, and actually recognizing it and holding on to it.
I just say a quick thing. I think with meditation and daily is, I'm a meditator, have been, but if I'm trying to meditate and I'm doing it just for my head, forget it. And what I find now is just even creating contrast. It is so crazy out in the world right now. Just if I take a breath and I sit and I can get stillness for 30 seconds, or I can get my mind, other than doing what it's doing, just quietude. And just, there's a great line from a poem that says, stand still and greet yourself arriving. Just do it. It just gets on. It's so full, rather than sitting and trying to do it for 30 minutes and you can't do it. That's when it becomes an imposition. So stillness in the middle of, create the contrast, stillness in the middle of chaos.
My spiritual practice usually involves nature and being outdoors. When I was younger, my spiritual practice, I felt, only could be reading my Bible and praying to God, and that was very difficult for me. I didn't feel it usually. Occasionally, I did feel peace, but as soon as I started opening to other ways of spiritual practice, I feel a deep connection to whatever, God or spirit or whatever we want to call that. And so it's in my garden. I go out. I've got a little section on the side of my house. I call it my little whimsy garden, because I've got crystals hanging. I've got a little Buddha under there. I've got a Jesus pinned to the tree. I've got just sun catchers. I've got a saint, a placard of a saint, and it's just, I go out there probably 3 or 4 times a day if I'm just feeling like, okay, this news is too much, and I just walk out there and I stand and I can smell the orange blossoms. I can feel the wind. I've got wind chimes hanging so I can hear them. And I touch the lace. I've got different textures, and it just grounds me. And I always do it barefoot, even if it's raining, and that's my spiritual practice. But I also was walking labyrinths for a while. And there's a labyrinth, or there was, up the Methodist Church above in Mission Valley, above the freeway. And I would really work hard. I would go there frequently and work hard trying to tune out the freeway noise and all the things around, and just focus on the labyrinth. And then there's one out in the desert overlooking the casinos of Laughlin. And we had a place on the river out there for many years, and I would go there and walk those labyrinths and try to ignore the heat on my body, because it would get very hot, and try to tune out all those other things. And so those were big spiritual practices of mine. So, anybody else?
For me, one of the things I've done is use oracle cards. And about once a week, I will ask the cards, what do I need to focus on this week? What's going on that I need to be aware of, and we'll pull one, and that helps with my mindset for the week, and I'll put it as the screen on my phone and stuff to help remind me about it and whatnot. So that's what I do.
Just want to give you a quick time check. You're welcome to stay here. If you want to go anywhere else, we're at the 10-minute mark-ish.
See, Steve went and got his beads
And brought it back.
I learned from my wife you can do 2 things.
You can do multitasking, yeah. Like I said, you're all welcome to stay here. You don't have to go anywhere if you're enjoying the conversation.
thank you for mentioning nature. It is so important. I do a walking, what I call I have just realized it's a meditation. I walk 30, 40 minutes every day, and I walk in nature. I walk around the gardens in my apartment, which are beautiful, because I have to keep myself stable. I can't walk on the road. I have to walk stable trails. So, but I get out in nature when I can. But just walking around, it gets you grounded in your body. And the people in my complex have done beautiful gardens. So I'll stand and I'll look at the petals. I'll look at the flowers, at the coordination of colors. And I always end my meditation, walking meditation. There's this beautiful tree right outside my door. I discovered it. I saw it first thing, and it has a curve in it and great roots. And I go stand and put my back and my butt up against the tree, and I stand on the roots, and it just instantly right in the body. And I sometimes, some days I'm feeling wired and not totally grounded. I'll walk out the door first thing in the morning and I'll go hug that tree. And I don't care whether people think I'm crazy. It works. And we have 3 mountains out back that are part of this beautiful scope, and they are so grounding. And I felt it when I looked at them. And so I called El Cajon Historical Department. I said, is there something to do with ritual or practice or burial out in these? And they said, yes, there is. They are ritual, burial, practice grounds. And I knew it. And I can just stand and look. A mountain, it reaches to heaven and it grounds into earth. So I go look at those mountains too. So, and just lastly, Mary Oliver, if you don't know her, is my favorite poet. Talk about spirituality and nature. She's it. Yeah.
There are 2 things in my life that I haven't really considered them spiritual practices, but in terms of what they mean to me and the first one is I am addicted to my telephone, but I'm not looking at pictures. I don't scroll through pictures. I call people because I know there are certain people who, well, they need my phone. They need my call. My daughter needs my call. She lives in Point Loma. My brother-in-law, my sister just passed, I don't know, 6 months ago or something. And he's really he needs a phone call. And there are a lot of other people that I call. I call an ex-pastor of mine, but we usually making an appointment to get together for coffee or something. The other thing, actually, it's not so much a spiritual practice as the single most fruitful thing that I have ever focused on. I grew up as a fundamentalist. Around 35, I became an atheist. Realized I was an atheist, but the thing that the fact that I'm an animal is the single most beneficial strand of my tradition, but it's not a tradition, it's a reality. And the add-on of this brain of mine is a really recent acquisition. But I've been walking around in a body either on 2 legs or 4 legs for tens of millions of years. And that's way more important than anything that, I love being a brainiac, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't a brainiac of some kind. But it's the fact that I'm an animal first. And everybody I know, I'm sitting here with my small little, what do you call a small group of animals? pack. The anyhow, that's my spiritual umbrella. What do you call that? Is that an umbrella? Everything else gets subsumed under that first thing that makes me so much like my dog.
One thing I did notice, we're in our last 2 minutes, so everyone talked about spiritual practices that were very self-focused, but we didn't really talk about how many of you show up every Sunday and don't have to do it because you work here. That doesn't count for us. That's a spiritual practice, I would say. You're committed to being here in this space together. Why would we come to a worship service if not to be in community to have that worship together? My internship supervisor shared that after 9/11 happened, he is a lifelong UU, grew up in a UU church in Tulsa, and he was traveling and he was in DC when it happened. And the first thing he did is he went to a Unitarian Universalist church because he knew no matter what, he would get exactly the worshipful space and the support he needed from our people. And when that's what we do, we find community together. And that's sometimes why I'll ask folks, well, what are we doing here on a Sunday? Are we a social club or are we a faith community? Can you be both? And can they both be a spiritual practice? And I will leave you with that question because we're about to circle back up for the end of our service. Thank you to those of you at home for enjoying that conversation with us. Sorry you did not get breakout rooms. I apologize for that.
All right, we're going to start gathering back in. If you're still working on something, you can bring it to your seat. Folks in the greeting room, I know you're all excited about the beads. You can bring them into your seat. Bell.
You can bring them to your seats. You can bring them to your seats. You can keep working on them.
And we're going to leave all the stations open after the service. BB-8 has a new fort.
We gotta get pictures of that.
Yes. The fort building is part of the Imagination Station. I should have just had that be one.
Yeah.
Fort building.
Yeah, it worked.
Yep. All right.
Our Sunday morning offering is a gift that provides the UU Summit Fellowship the financial resources to help build a better world together. If you're unfamiliar, Unitarian Universalist communities are self-sustaining. That means those of you here in the sanctuary, those of you at home, we can do this work because you choose to help sustain us with your financial contributions. For those of you on Zoom, the link can be found in the chat box. Please select the Sunday Plate option to allocate your donation to the appropriate account. And our ushers, is that who does the offertory? I've never actually asked that question in a year and a half.
They're ushering.
Ushers, thank you for taking care of our offertory. Barbara. Please rise in mind, body, or spirit to sing our closing hymn, number 311, Let It Be a Dance, in our gray hardback hymnal.
Dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let a dancing song be heard. Playing music, say the words, and fill the sky with sailing birds. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Learn to follow, lead to lead. Feel the rhythm, feel the need. To reap the harvest, plant the seed. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Everybody turn and spin. Let your body learn to bend and not be willow with the wind. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. A child born to hold must die. A time for joy, a time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Morning stars without the night. Without the darkness is no light. If nothing, then nothing's right. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let the sunshine, let it rain. Share the laughter, bear the pain. Around, around we go again. Let it be a dance.
For those of you that are new today, I promise Sunday service doesn't always look like this. But our goal, Mary and I talk a lot about how we can encourage you all to take control of your own spirituality. You're not only here to hear us talk to you on a Sunday. We want to see you choose how you grow and change your spirituality by yourselves, together, alongside with us. So when we do things like this, we try to find different ways to engage all of it, because I think sometimes you get a little stuck on what spirituality can look like. We are a living tradition. I think we showed today that spirituality can be just about anything, as long as it's feeding our souls. And part of why this was so important to us to bring today wasn't just because imagination is our next monthly theme, but because filling our spiritual cups this way is how we start to build the resilience that we need in times of trouble. When we get to build these things together, it continues to bring us into community. It gives us the opportunity to invite others into our community and learn and grow from them, just as you all are going to get to do over the next months with our new members. So when we bring these things to you, sometimes they can feel a little silly, and silliness is a spiritual practice too. So don't forget that. So sometimes these things can feel a little weird, a little silly, a little uncomfortable. So thank you for engaging with us today on these things. And always, always, please be willing to share your spiritual practices with us too. Mine is waking up every morning and having a cup of coffee and looking out the window with my dogs. It can be anything. And we are here to support you on those spiritual journeys every single day, every single week. Amen, shalom, salam, ashe, namaste, and blessed be. Go now in peace. May the light within you be a blessing to the world. We're going to extinguish our chalice in just a moment. Thank you, Mary. For those of you that this may be your first visit with us, we are going to do our circle gathering, our circle song. We'll have a quick break, like 2 minutes if you need a bathroom break, because we're running a little long today. If you would like to join in our circle discussion, which is this community's regular Sunday spiritual practice after service, in case you didn't realize that's what it was, that'll happen here in about 5 minutes. And if that's not something you'd like to join for, you can head over to the salon where we'll have some drinks and snacks and conversation.
Go back to tables.
And you can go back to
tables.
spirituality tables.
Yeah, or sections.
Imagination stations. Okay. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry with us until we are together again.
Reaching all the way. Oh, you're gone. We all good? Wow. And today, since we had, May the 4th, it was just absolutely perfect because Joni is a Star Wars scholar. Yeah, she knows everything.
Just if we do it again next year.
Right? We talked about your questions.
I didn't really have enough questions for this group either.